Picture this. You're living your peaceful life in a small, quiet village, where the biggest event is probably a cow getting loose, when suddenly everyone you love packs up and moves to the big city, Johannesburg. First it's your brother, then your sister, and finally your only son. You stay behind, maybe thinking they'll send a postcard or two. Spoiler alert, they do not. Hey bookworms, welcome back! Today I'm diving into a powerful classic that literally had me reading at snail pace. Not because it was boring, but because the author's poetic style forced me to slow down and absorb every word. And trust me, it was worth it. A humble village priest from rural South Africa gets a concerning letter about his sister who's gone off the rails in the big city, brewing illegal alcohol and, entertaining gentlemen for money. Not exactly what you want to hear about your sister, right? So our priest, Stephen Kumalo, packs his bags for Johannesburg thinking, I'll just find my sister Gertrude, give her a stern talking to, and head back home. Simple, right? Oh, if only. What starts as a quick family intervention turns into this wild labyrinth of searching for his missing son, too. Talk about family drama. It's like when you open Facebook to check one notification and 3 hours later you're stalking your ex's cousin's wedding photos. But here's where things get really intense. Our priest discovers his son, Absalom, has gone from innocent country boy to full-blown criminal. And not just petty theft. The kid has accidentally shot and killed a man named Arthur Jarvis during a robbery gone wrong. And here's the twist. Arthur Jarvis wasn't just any victim. He was actually a white South African who advocated for equal rights and education for the black population. The irony is almost too much to bear. This novel really digs into what happens when a society strategically prevents certain groups from accessing basic human rights like education and freedom. Through Arthur Jarvis's writings, the author shows how important education is for everyone in society. In one of Arthur's articles, he writes,
"It was permissible to leave native education to those who wanted to develop it. It was permissible to doubt its benefits, but is no longer permissible in the light of what we know. Yet we continue to leave the education of our native urban society to those few Europeans who feel strongly about it, and to deny opportunities and money for its expansion. That is not permissible. For reasons of self-interest alone, it is dangerous."
Page 126, 127. Mind you, this was written decades ago, but doesn't it still hit hard today? The book also touches on the fear some people had about educating the marginalized population. As I noted in my reading,
"Some say that the earth has bounty enough for all, and that more for one does not mean less for another, that the advance of one does not mean the decline of another. They say that poor paid labor means a poor nation, and that better paid labor means greater markets and greater scope for industry and manufacture. And others say that this is a danger, for better paid labor will not only buy more, but will also read more, think more, ask more, and will not be content to be forever voiceless and inferior."
Page 71. Basically, some people were terrified that if you educate people and pay them fairly, they might start demanding gasp, equality. The horror. So what masterpiece am I talking about? It's Alan Paton's Cry, The Beloved Country, published in 1948, the very same year that apartheid was officially instituted in South Africa. The title itself is so poignant, and I love how in my reading I noticed that the author uses the instead of my in the title, Cry, the Beloved Country, rather than Cry, my beloved country. It's like he's simultaneously embracing and distancing himself from the painful realities of his homeland. This book is written with such poetic beauty. There's this passage where the title comes from that just floored me.
"There is not much talking now. A silence falls upon them all. This is no time to talk of hedges and fields or the beauties of any country. Sadness and fear and hate, how they well up in the heart and mind whenever one opens the pages of these messengers of doom. Cry for the broken tribe, for the law and the custom that is gone. Aye, and cry aloud for the man who is dead, for the woman and children bereaved. Cry, the beloved country. These things are not yet at an end. The sun pours down on the earth, on the lovely land that man cannot enjoy. He knows only the fear of his heart."
Page 67. What struck me most was how Paton doesn't paint all whites as villains or all blacks as saints. There's humanity on both sides, from the kind white lawyer who takes Absalom's case pro bono to the generous Reverend Missy Mangu who gives Kumalo his life savings. The book ends with a message of hope, suggesting that like the dawn that has come for 1,000 centuries, never failing, emancipation will eventually come.
Though when that dawn will come of our emancipation from the fear of bondage and the bondage of fear, why, that is a secret.
The novel is deeply Christian in tone because Paton himself was raised in a Christian household. But it's not a moralistic book. It's a humanist one, a book about understanding, forgiveness, and the need for a shared future. Alan Paton himself was born in 1903 in Pietermaritzburg, South Africa. He was educated in physics but worked as a teacher at Ixopo High School for white students. In 1953, he formed the Liberal Party, which was later banned when the government introduced the Prohibition of Political Interference Bill in 1968. Besides Cry, The Beloved Country, Paton wrote several other works including Too Late Phalarope, The Land and People of South Africa, and an autobiography called Journey Continued. He died in 1988, just as South Africa was beginning its final journey toward ending apartheid. This 240-page classic packs so much humanity and understanding into its pages. The unique style, with dialogue marked by dashes instead of quotation marks, actually forced me to slow down and really absorb the message. If you're interested in understanding how racial inequality affects society, or just want to read a beautifully written story about family, redemption, and hope, pick this one up. And if you've already read it, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you're interested in diving deeper into this book, I've left some links down in the description. You can use it to grab yourself a copy and keep the adventure going. And if you're in the mood for more great reads, don't go just yet. Click on one of the videos popping up right now that I think you'll love. And don't forget to give this review a like, leave a comment, or even subscribe if you'd like to see more. Every bit of support helps us grow this little community of book lovers. See you in the next one.